into this game. Defense is awesome. What are you looking at here? Canes a big home favorite, total 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to look at the Canes at the minus 270 now, minus 230. It's been hovering in that area. I'm looking at a player prop, and I'm going to try to find some sort of angle that maybe other people aren't looking. Shane Gostisbehere, over his last 7 games, he's got 4 assists, 3 of them coming on the power play. So you could look at.
It's time to get you back to the field for the second half of today's Hastings College softball doubleheader on Extreme Sports.
That pitch count up there is still going to drive me nuts.
And welcome back to Broncos softball coverage here on Extreme Sports as we get you set for game number 2 here between the Northwestern Raiders and Hastings College Broncos. Northwestern winning the first one by the score of 5-0 thanks to 2 home runs in the second inning. That was part of a 4-run outburst. They got an insurance run in the top half of the 7th. The Broncos unable to get anything going offensively, just able to manage 2 hits in the contest. And now trying to reload as we'll have a different pitching matchup for you. Angie Lockhart taking the circle here for Hastings College, coming in, making her 12th appearance on the season, posting a 3-3 record so far in non-conference play. 4.20 ERA and 14 strikeouts. We saw her in game number 2 briefly for the Broncos in that matchup against Briar Cliff. So we are underway and ready to go as Northwestern doesn't have a whole lot of changes to the batting lineup, minus the left fielder and designated position player have switched around a little bit. Ashton Billings, now your left fielder for the Northwestern Raiders. Billings with the .338 average, 13 RBI. She was the designated position player earlier, but recall the injury to the left fielder for Northwestern as she collided with the fence, Maddie Kavanik, and that was one of 2 Northwestern players that hit a home run in that previous game 1. So Kavanik out, Billings in left. The new designated position player will be Berkeley Johansson, and she will bat further on down the lineup here in 8 as we are underway. A 1-2 count, Angie Lockhart. Story on her is when she is on, as she was locked in on a couple games during non-conference play. And for the Broncos' sake, we hope she is on here as they face a very talented Northwestern lineup. Again, if you're just joining us, missed game number 1, this is a Northwestern squad that boasts 3 plus 400 hitters within the batting lineup and certainly has the capacity to light up the scoreboard in bunches if they can get rolling. Held it at bay, really, from Hastings College in game number 1, minus just 1 bad inning. Here's a little slow popper to third base, a dive from Penno, but she can't quite get the glove on it. And we got an E5 here to start off the proceedings as Billings reaches aboard on the first error of the ball game. So an E5 for Billings gets her to first. Charlie Bumgars now up at the plate. .303 batting average, 11 RBIs batting out of that left-handed box. Current weather forecast, 66 degrees here at first pitch. Temps will be rising into the low 70s. It's a sacrifice bunt here from Bumgars. Quick turnaround, spin, throw to first for the out. Sacrifice successful as Billings goes to second. Can I get a weather forecast in, please, before you go first pitch swinging? Temps rising into the low 70s. Wind sustained about 20 miles per hour. We'll have gusts near 30, so that has increased about 6 miles per hour since our first initial pitch earlier at 10 a.m. So runner at second base in scoring position, Gwen Mickelson now at the plate. Mickelson, .432 average, 3 home runs, 25 RBIs. Rest of the lineup looks like this for Northwestern. Gallegos, the catcher, batting 4th. Hayjack, the shortstop, batting 6th. It's Schmalbeck now into the 6th spot after batting cleanup in game 1. Jacobs, Johansson, and Gores rounding out the prime 9 here for the now 21-5 Northwestern Raiders as they picked up their first win in GPAC play. Broncos picking up their first 2 yesterday, and falling down to a Northwestern 5-0 earlier this morning. A 1-1 count here to Mickelson. That one did not reach the plate. Rolls across. Nice job from the catcher Medeiros to get out and cover as we go across the diamond. Medeiros doing the catching here this evening for Lockhart. This afternoon, I should say. We've got Lee anchoring the first base bag. Penno at the hot corner. Up the middle, Tanabe in Mudloff. And the same for the outfield as game 1 with Schneider, Storsund, and Kapler left to right. Again, the finale of our opening weekend for GPAC season here, and the home opening weekend for the Broncos. Spending the first month and a half on the road before getting to return home. Did have a home game doubleheader with York College that was previously scheduled. That was postponed a few weeks ago, thanks to Mother Nature. And bringing these games ahead of originally scheduled to also try to beat Mother Nature, as this pitch is on the inside corner and Mickelson will walk. So an error and a walk has 2 batters aboard with 1 down after the sacrifice bunt. Chloe Gallegos, .415 hitter, 2 home runs on the season, 18 RBIs. Gallegos went deep with a solo shot, part of that 4-run outburst in inning number 2 back in game number 1. Infield playing up on the corners as Lockhart looks in, gets the sign from Medeiros and fires. Looked good from here, and indeed it is. Strike number 1. Runners at first and second in the form of Billings and Mickelson. Third and first base creeping in on the play once again. Gallegos takes a look at it on the inside, and just like all weekend, that pitch is called a strike in that right-handed batter's box. That corner has been extended a little bit throughout the last 24 hours, as it's an 0-2 here from Lockhart. Angie fires. Pop fly, right field side, chasing after it, and running out of real estate. There is Kapler, as it'll be a long foul ball to extend the at-bat here for Gallegos. Also, for those who are celebrating, Happy Pi Day today. It is 3/14, 3.14 for all you math nerds out there. For me, it's St. Louis Sports Day. 314, the area code for the great city of St. Louis, home of the St. Louis Cardinals. Anxious to get their opening day underway against the Minnesota Twins coming up later this month. As this is a high pop fly between left and center. Center fielder Storson calling off Schneider and getting the second out after a F8. So that'll bring up Jory Hajic to the plate. 312 average, 9 RBIs. Out of that right-handed batter's box here with 2 on in the top of the first. Again, we welcome in Marcus Metcalf here to the broadcast. He's pulling double duty for us today, and I'm sure you're anxious and looking forward to getting out to the Lynn Farrell Arena coming up a little bit later this evening. 4:45 pregame show. We're providing some sideline duty and some analysis with the national tournament, where we're not handling just one, but we're gonna do the double on the national tournament today. Both games as part of the regional opening round competition. I know you're anxious to get going with that.
Oh, absolutely. Looks like we got a ground ball right through the wickets there at third base. Looks like we can bring around a runner here for the first run of the game for Northwestern.
Pino can't make the play. They do catch the runner caught in a jam between second and third, and that runner is slow to get up. That's Mickelson sliding in awkwardly into the second base bag. They do apply the tag, but a run will score as Billings comes around and scores before the final out was made. Hajic reaches by way of an error. I think there was 2 E5s on the proceedings. So they'll rule it as an error for Hajic. The score comes on the board, and that was 2 Bronco errors in the inning that lead to the Northwestern run. However, good defensive play ends the inning a little bit early and stops the Northwestern rally. Bottom of the first coming up here for HC. Trailing here 1-0. We'll have it for you right here on Extreme Sports when we come back.
There's a noticeable difference when you walk into Tom Dinsdale CDJR in Hastings. You can't miss the exceptional customer service that we're known for, or the huge emphasis we place on providing unsurpassed vehicle service with experienced technicians and quality parts. And of course, we think big when it comes to giving back to the community that has supported us for so many years. At Tom Dinsdale, we take tremendous pride in serving our friends, family, and neighbors throughout central Nebraska. See for yourself. Stop by Dinsdale CDJR today.
Bored of the same old sports coverage? Get on the cutting edge of sports with Extreme Sports.
That ball hammers deep toward left into the well. That ball is gone!
The biggest plays, breaking news, and we can't forget the best sports talk.
Let's be great! Let's be great!
We are Extreme Sports.
Back with you here on Extreme Sports. Tyson Vronic, Marcus Metcalf alongside. 1-0 your score. Northwestern scoring without a hit in the top half of the first. 2 Bronco errors, 1 left aboard, and now Mickelson again was banged up as she was trying to get back to the bag, but does get helped off under her own power. So we're ready to go here in the bottom half of the first inning with Isabel Tanabe going to be leading things off here. 362 hitter, 8 RBIs. A couple base knocks scattered around in yesterday's affair with Briar Cliff and a couple stolen bases. Nothing in terms of the box score in game number 1 here against this talented Northwestern bunch. In the circle here for the Northwestern Raiders, just in time for St. Patrick's Day, Abby Flanagan getting the start with a 2.55 ERA, 6-2 record, 34 strikeouts, as she'll go to work here on the talented shortstop for HC. Tanabe, Schneider, Pino, the first 3 due up. It'll be Lauren Lee cleaning things up. Anna Medeiros doing the catching and hitting 5th. Lexi Mudloff will hit 6th. Keaton Kapler hitting 7th. Shay Storsund batting 8th. And Nicole Halsey rounding out the prime 9 in that designated position spot here for Troy Baker and the HC Broncos. 1-2 count here on Isabel Tanabe as Flanagan goes to work. And no Lucky Charms there as she tries to get the outside corner, but can't get the call. It's 2-2.
That one was just a little bit outside.
I have about 1,000 Irish references that I'm ready to roll off here in this one. It's a slow roller second base side, fielded in time. Schmalbeck gets it over to Gores, and that's the first out on a 4-3 put out. That'll bring up Lauren Schneider to the plate. Schneider, a 328 hitter and 11 runs batted in so far here in the non-conference play. Broncos trailing 1-0 here on the scoreboard after 2 errors from Pino at the third base bag. One on a shallow pop-up that she had a play on and it popped in and out of the glove, and then another one through the wickets that ended up scoring a run. Shades of 1986 in Buckner as it gets by and past the glove, went 5-hole on her and trickled out into the outfield. Heady play by the Broncos defensively, though, to be able to get Mickelson, who was caught creeping off of second base as they threw it back and were able to nab her for the third out. But the run did come across to score. So 1-2 count here with 1 down in a 1-0 contest. Schneider trying to get something started here from the left-handed batter's box. Trying to paint that outside corner and do not get the call. A rare no call here in that right side. The 2-2 from Flanagan. Sharp hit down the third base side, and Schneider's got wheels, and she's going to be able to beat it out. Going to go single there for Lauren Schneider. That'll be the first hit here for the Broncos. It's an infield single, and that'll bring up Kaylee Pino, the third baseman. The 380 batting average and 19 RBIs.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him an error, actually.
Ooh, that's tough. That was a sharp shot. Well, the third baseline popped in and out of the glove. But we'll score it how they do. It's an E5. So no hits for Northwestern. Take the hit off the board for Schneider, as it's ruled an error up here in the press box. Schneider's aboard over at first with Pino at the plate. 0-2 as Flanagan works quickly. Flanagan delivers, slow roller, third base side. Fielded in time and fired over to Gores. Mickelson records the out. Heading up to the second base bag, Lauren Schneider advances on the play. But now 2 outs after the 5-3 put out. And that'll bring up Lauren Lee to the plate. Lee, the hero in Game 1 yesterday against Briar Cliff, driving in Isabel Tanabe to pick up the walk-off in 10 innings of extra inning softball. We got more than our share of bonus softball yesterday. We were teetering towards that way in game number 2 before the Broncos rallied for 2 in the 7th. Behind 3-0 to Briar Cliff. Got 4 in the bottom of the 6th. Gave up 2 in the top half of the 7th and scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th. His bases loaded with 2 outs, and we were very close to going to extras. A bang-bang play at first base. That was just beat out, and the Broncos were able to walk it off. And I wasn't complaining. It was getting close to bedtime. 1-2 count. As that ball paints the outside corner, Picasso-like effort here from Abby Flanagan. Flanagan throws that one in the dirt. That'll even up things at 2-2. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base. With 2-5 at the plate, Lauren Lee. Flanagan looks in. Rocks and fires. Runner up. High strike call. Got her looking. Upside down K at Broncos strand 1 here in the bottom half of the first inning. Northwestern taking advantage of 2 Bronco errors in the top half of the first. They take a 1-0 lead heading into the second. It's 6, 7, and 8 to do up. When we come back, you're listening to Bronco Softball exclusively on Extreme Sports.
There's a new tomorrow on the other side of the horizon. There are houses to make into homes, businesses to be built, and friendships to enjoy.
Someday's gonna be one day soon.
Build your tomorrow with a bank you can rely on. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
You are listening to Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports.
Back here on Extreme Sports, Tyson and Veronica Marcus Metcalf with you. Top half of the second inning, due up at 6, 7, and 8. Schmalbeck, Sydney Jacobs, and Berkeley Johansson.
First pitch offering there, strike 1. 1-0 Northwestern with an early lead here, top of the second. 1 run in the very first inning for Northwestern. No hits with 1 error.
Here comes the 0-1 from Lockhart. Misses inside. That'll bring the count to 1-1.
Mentioned Bob Ross saying yesterday, I'm waiting for your Irish calls here pretty soon.
The Irish calls. Well, Flanagan's not on the circle yet, so we'll have to hold those. But I've got plenty in my pot of gold over here at the press box. So 2-1 count as Lockhart misses. Gorgeous day here at the ballpark. Glad we were able to get these babies in early. Again, 66 degrees at first pitch. Had temps in the 70s throughout yesterday. The main problem, just the wind speed, is this one's going to go off the glove of shortstop Tanabe. Sure-handed Tanabe can't field that one, and Northwestern's got an extra runner, courtesy of another error. That's 3 Bronco errors so far here in the early proceedings, and we heard Coach Baker in postgame yesterday with Briarcliff, and they had 5 errors in that second game. They were able to come out with a win, and he goes, another defensive performance like that, and Northwestern, we just can't have it. And he was pretty blunt. He said Northwestern could 8-run us if we have another defensive effort like that. And so far, off to a 3-error start here for HC. As Sydney Jacobs steps into the plate with Schmalbeck at the first base bag. Jacobs, 406 hitter, 13 ribbies on the season. As Lockhart tries to dial it in here. Nothing that Lockhart's doing wrong. Got to get defense to get behind her.
No, she's throwing quality pitches. She's putting the ball in play and keeping it on the ground. It's just need defense need to limit these errors.
Only run of the game so far unearned, as here's a bunt fielded nicely there by Peno. She flips and fires over to first in time for the out. Sacrifice bunt as Northwestern continues to elect to play small ball here. Schmalbeck moves over to the second base bag, and Berkeley Johansson getting her first plate appearance of the afternoon.
People don't know how tough that play really is, especially when you're coming from the third base side and you got to throw it around the runner. That's right on the line.
Talented play indeed there from Peno. Berkeley Johansson coming in with a .297 average. No homers on the season. And it looks like 10 RBIs. The only Northwestern hitter other than Tatum Schmalbeck under 300, and I think she just got hit
by a pitch right in the leg.
Takes a pitch to the lead, so it starts off with an error and a base on balls. Second walk here. 3 errors, 2 walks. So far, neither team has been able to pick up a hit here as they will check on Berkeley Johansson. And walk her back to first. Cassidy Gore stepping up now, 317 hitter with 15 runs batted in. How about a ground ball to flush this inning?
We said in the first game, how about a 6-4-3?
We could do 6-4-3. We could do 4-6-3. Hell, I don't care if we go around the diamond and make it 5-4-3. Let's just get out of the jam. Gore's up at the plate. Lineup flips after this. Ground ball, double play. Come on, HC. Lockhart looks in, gets the sign, pitches that one high and out. 4-2-0. 2 balls, no strikes here as Northwestern tries to create some traffic on the base paths and keep up with the jabs here against HC. Again, still looking for their first hit of the contest. All have reached either via error or walk. Here is a shot straight up the chute. Lexi Mudloff is underneath it. And Gores is retired. So an F4 brings up Ashton Billings. She reached on an error, came around to score.
This was Northwestern's big inning last game. See if HC can limit them and don't get any runs across here and get some momentum back to their side.
This is a dangerous enough team. Any inning can be a big inning for Northwestern if they get some traffic on the base paths, but you're right, 4-run second inning here as it's a swing and miss as Billings was trying to get after it and slap hit it. Comes across the plate, so it'll need a little dust off here. Dust off a little bit of that right edge too while you're at it. Couple tough calls that have gone against HC on that side of the batter's box, but you gotta make the adjustments if you're in the batter's box. Here's the 0-1. Same corner that's been striked before. This one's a ball. That's fine.
Go about another 2-3 inches outside, and that's been called a strike.
Oh, we need to go further outside. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike here, 2 down. Broncos trying to get out of a jam. Lockhart looks in. Fires the off-speed pitch way out in front. Didn't even go after it. It's going to be a strike. All sorts of fooled on that. Beautiful time to pull the string. That was pretty from Angie Lockhart. Well, that just creeps past the plate. Now she'll try with some velocity and a little too much. She throws it in the dirt, skips away behind the catcher. Runners advance. Schmalbeck to third, Johansson to second. Now a true Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on in the second. Broncos trying to prevent Northwestern from going up 2-0. Need a strikeout here from Lockhart. The 2-2. Staying alive as she chops it towards the Hastings College dugout. Good gradual cloud cover will be moving in throughout the day. That'll be kind of peeking the sun in and out, but for the most part, sun out and shining right now at the Bill Smith Softball Complex. Wind's blowing in. Here's a chopper that's going to get by the shortstop Tanabe. That'll be the first hit of the ball game here for Northwest, and Tanabe going to be advancing to second on the play after the ball skips by and rolls out to the catcher, and heads up play there from Billings to take the extra bag. So a run gets driven in. Billings now aboard at third. Schmalbeck comes to score. Johansson's at third. And Charlie Baumgars is now at the plate. Baumgars, excuse me.
You need to hit the cutoff right there at short instead of throwing it to the plate.
Single and an advance on an overthrow here for the Raiders. They've added another here in the second. They now lead at 2-0 over the Broncos. Lockhart wheels and deals and fires back in with a strike. Still in a bit of danger that you got to dance out of here if you're Angie Lockhart. 2 runners in scoring position. And a chance for Northwestern to flex their muscles a little bit here in the second. Now they're showing bunt with 2 outs. Trying for a little trickeration. But it goes underneath it as she misses it, and that's an 0-2. Trying to catch Hastings College off guard and lay one down. This is a very good small ball team. They've executed the sack bunt to pert near perfection here this afternoon. Here's the 0-2. Off-speed pitch, outside corner. You betcha. Ring him up. Baumgars goes down on the outside corner. Strikeout number 1 for Lockhart on the day, and the Broncos get out with minimal damage. 1 run scored, however, on 1 hit. Another Bronco error and 2 left aboard here for Northwestern in the top half of the second. We're going bottom 2, 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Broncos. You are listening to HC Softball here on Extreme Sports.
Need a power boost after a serious workout? Stick with the original recovery drink. Highland Dairy's chocolate milk contains 13 essential nutrients, including protein and electrolytes, helping you build muscle and hydrate better than water. Our Chocolicious milk is perfect for building healthy bones in little ones and maintaining bone health in adults. It's chocolate milk with no artificial growth hormones and is locally made, so you know you're getting the best for your body. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
You're locked in to Extreme Sports.
Olivares now hits a line drive to deep left field. Ward is back to the wall. Granny time!
Here's Doncic wheeling inside in traffic and got it to go. Calling the foul.
The home of 24/7 Sports Talk. Nothing but pure sports action.
Back here on Extreme Sports, Tyson Vronick, Marcus Metcalf with you. Full day of Bronco athletics here this afternoon as we have got this doubleheader in game number 2, followed up by some national tournament basketball. Hastings College taking on College of the Ozarks coming up at 5 p.m., 4:45 with your pregame show. Mike Will, Marcus Metcalf will be over at the Lynn Farrell Arena. As Anna Medeiros steps up to the plate. Medeiros, 379 hitter on the season, 16 runs batted in. And Medeiros puts one in play, shortstop side. Fielded and fired on a frozen rope. Beautiful throw there from Hayjack to Gores to get the out. 6-3 put out. Just on a little one-hopper. Lexi Mudloff now to the plate. Lexi's looking to get something going today. She got the hit train rolling in game number 2 against Briarcliff after being held hitless in game 1. We'll see if she can't do the same here against Northwestern. Roller shortstop side. Same story as Hayjack goes to Gores. Hayjack has gotten 2 right in a row to her and fielded them cleanly. So far, just 4 pitches here in the frame as Medeiros swung on a 1-1 count and Mudloff swung on the first. Caitlin Kapler standing in, taking a look at a pitch that goes on the outside, 1-0. As Flanagan has worked quickly here, Flanagan fires that one across the plate. No, missed. Outside. So they're extending the corner on the right side, but shaving a little bit off on the left. Got it. Noted. 2-0 count. Ball hit down the line, just foul. That could have been extra bases there for Kapler. But it's just past the outstretched arms there. The first baseman Gores and just a skosh foul. I was hoping that some chalk would kick up there. Nonetheless, 2-1 count here. Hitters count for Kapler. Kapler got it going in game number 2 with a couple hits and RBIs in that Briarcliff matchup and does the exact same thing, just inches foul. Trying to get that ball down the line, and now we're going to see that right fielder probably start to creep over a little bit closer to that line to try to make a play. Big gap out between right and center if Kapler can find it. As the right fielder Johansson was shading over, but it's not going to matter as it's going to be a strikeout. Second K of the day for Abby Flanagan as the Broncos go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're going top 3. Northwestern up 2-0 on Hastings College. You're listening to Bronco Softball here on Extreme Sports.
If you experience air conditioning problems this summer, call the experts at Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning of Hastings. Ruts is a local, family-owned business with over 45 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They service all makes and models of heating and cooling equipment for both residential and commercial customers. You can trust Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning to complete all repairs, installations, and maintenance work on time. If you're shopping for a new air conditioner or heating system, remember Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. They have a broad range of systems to choose from. Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 402-463-4853.
Welcome back to Extreme Sports.
Our coverage continues here of Broncos softball. Broncos finding themselves trailing by the score of 2-0. It'll be 3, 4, and 5, heart of the order, coming up here for the Northwestern Raiders, where we will see Gwen Mickelson starting things off here for Northwestern. Before we get to that, though, Marcus, I know you've been keeping your eyeballs on proceedings over at the Capital City at State Basketball Tournament, and a tough exit for the Doniphan Trumbull Cardinals.
Yeah, tough exit there for DT, and I know Coach Burr has been willing to get a win down there at State. He finally got one. Towards the end of the game, just wasn't getting the shots that we were able to make for DT, and some calls didn't quite go their way. DT did fall to Omaha Concordia today, 54-45 in the semifinal in Class C1. They'll face Lincoln Lutheran, the number 1 seed, who ended up losing today to Ashland Greenwood, 54-47. So you're going to have Ashland Greenwood, Omaha Concordia in the Class C1 final tomorrow and Pinnacle Bank Arena. And then Class D1, 2 games that are final. Johnson Brock, 53-36 win over McCool Junction, and Howells Dodge over Bancroft Rosalie, 58-41.
Johnson Brock, Howells Dodge, 2 perennial powerhouses in whether it's football or basketball. Just great schools over there on the northeastern part of the state. So, well, I guess Johnson Brock southeastern, but they're heading to the state title game. And as mentioned, Doniphan Trumbull falling to Omaha Concordia here, and so they will be playing for third place against Lutheran coming up tomorrow. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the 3-hole hitter, Gwen Mickelson, .432 hitter on the season, 3 home runs, 25 ribbies. Mickelson caught stranded between second and third in the last frame and swings and misses at this as Lockhart has her second strikeout as she gets Mickelson to fan over the rise ball. Chloe Gallegos now batting. Gallegos flied out to center in her first AB. In the first 3 runners for Northwestern reached by way of 3 Bronco errors. Northwestern was able to pick up their first hit, back in inning number 2. That resulting in a RBI and the 2-0 lead you see on your scoreboard here. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Broncos scoreless in the run column, scoreless in the hit column. Only able to scratch across 2 hits in game number 1, trying to get the bats going here in game number 2.
Kind of mention back that state basketball reference for people listening. Johnson Brock going for a 3-peat this year. Won last year against Ainsworth and Carter Nelson. They're going to try and go for a 3-peat this year.
Johnson Brock Eagles in the southeastern portion of the state. 3-0 count here to Chloe Gallegos, Jory Hajek waiting in the on-deck circle. 1 down here after the Lockhart strikeout. Lockhart now facing a 3-0 count, just trying to get one across and can't do it. It'll be 4 straight wide ones to Chloe Gallegos and another base on balls. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 1 hit and 3 errors here in the contest. That has resulted in the Northwestern base runners. Jory Hajek coming back to the plate where she reached on an error, but then was stranded when the runner Mickelson was caught down between second and third. So Hijack's first swing and a miss there. Nice little bullet at the bullet right across the knees. 0-1 count. Runner aboard at first is Gallegos. Pitch from Lockhart off speed, inside, doesn't get the call.
It's been kind of been off and on. That strike zone has been kind of appearing and disappearing, especially on that inside corner.
As long as it's consistent, they say. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, pops behind the catcher. That's going to advance a runner. On a pass ball, Gallegos heads over to second. Two and one count here with one down. Runner aboard at second. Northwestern batting here in the top half of the third, second half of our softball doubleheader that got off to a bright and early start. Here is a sharp shot that is off the glove of Tanabe. She's slow to get up. Not closely fielded there. Nice job by Mudloff to get over and prevent an extra run from scoring there. But a hard shot off the glove of Tanabe.
I think they're going to roll that an E6.
E6. Runners at the corners. Schmalbeck now getting set to bat.
Tanabe was kind of waiting for that runner to get over, and by the time she saw the ball, she's like, oh, I better get over that ball. And by that time, she dove for it, but it went off her glove. And
old defensive adage, ball first. Ball first. Here's a slow roller third base side. Pino picks it up. Fires back over to first. Runner advances, but third baseman, or the runner at third, Gallegos, can't do anything about it. She stays put, so two runners in scoring position. FC 5, and that'll bring up Sydney Jacobs. Sacrifice bunt, so no official at-bat for her on the day. Jacobs will try to keep the Northwestern scoring, rolling along here. One in the first, one in the second, and two runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Can the Broncos prevent the 2-out knocks? The backbreakers. Doesn't matter what sport. Softball, baseball, any late rally opportunities. You got to get the out here. It's a one-hopper to Tanabe. She fields it cleanly over to Lee in time, and the Broncos are out of the inning. Dancing out of danger there. The Raiders put 2 in scoring position, but strand them both. Still 2-0 here at the ballpark at Bill Smith Softball Complex. Opening weekend here at home for the Hastings College Broncos. Trailing by 2, bottom of the third when we return.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Keep it right here. You are listening to Extreme Sports.
Back here at the Bill Smith Softball Complex, 2-0 contest here as we are in game number 2 of the Northwestern Raiders and Hastings College Broncos. The home opener weekend for HC, part of a long homestand that they need to take advantage of. They catapulted up the GPAC standings last night with 2 wins over Briar Cliff. Dropped 1 today, 5-0 in game 1, and currently trail Northwestern here by the score of 2-0, and still looking to get some offense going as Shea Storson steps up to the plate. Tries to slap at it and misses. It's 0-1 count. Abby Flanagan so far here in the contest with 2 strikeouts. And here's the 2-0. Flanagan trying to nibble on that outside corner. Doesn't get the call there. 1-1. Eight, 9-1 to appear for HC. Storson tries to lay down a bunt, but can't straighten her out. It rolls foul, and that'll bring it to 1-2. Storson used the wheels yesterday to beat out an infield single, part of 2 infield singles in that bottom of the 7th, which would give the Broncos the ultimate 6-5 victory over the Briar Cliff Chargers.
2-2 count here for for HC. The 2-2 pitch, slap down in front of the third base line. It's going to be a tough play, and she's going to beat it easy.
So first hit here for the Hastings College Broncos. Storsund. That's going to look the same as a frozen rope out into the outfield in the box score, but a little dribbler that just dies in front of the third baseman Mickelson. Storsund's able to beat it out, so another infield single. Yeah, it was Sophia Carroll that had the game-winning hit yesterday on an infield single that got tipped off the pitcher's glove, and the shortstop couldn't make a play on it in time. It was a bang-bang play. Sophia Carroll beats it out, and Hastings College walks it off with a 6-5 victory. 2 infield singles in the bottom of the 7th to get the Broncos the victory. Here's Nicole Halsey, perfectly placed bunt. It's spun around and thrown. It'll be a sacrifice. Halsey pays a bill and moves the runner over into scoring position.
Shortstop, number 1. That original hit looked like a Willie Mays Hayes slap single there in Major League.
Very nice. Runs like Hayes, hits like we know what. 1 down. Runner aboard at second base. Tanabe over at second. At the plate. Tanabe with a line drive past the second baseman. It's going to go out into right field. That'll score Storsund over at second base, and it's a 2-1 contest here. First run of the game here for Hastings College. Big hit there from Isabel Tanabe as it goes right over the shortstop's glove, scoring Storsund 2-1, and it's the first run here of the day here for Hastings College.
Schmalbeck almost had it. It went right off the end of her glove. She's about another 2 inches taller. She probably would have had it.
2 hits, 1 run, and the Broncos have found a way to get to Flanagan here in the second time of the order. Bottom of the order doing their part, getting on board on an infield single. Halsey with the sack bunt, putting the runner at scoring position, setting the table for your top of the order, just how you draw it up. Tanabe with the RBI knock, and now it's a 2-1 contest here. HC trailing, but showing some signs of life here offensively for the first time in about 10 innings.
Tanabe looked like she was trying to get some air. I don't know if she was colliding with the first baseman, because she walked away and they called time, and she had her hands on her head like she was trying to catch her breath.
0-1 count here to Lauren Schneider. Schneider, 328. Swings and misses, and the ball rattles off the backstop there, off the foul ball that you heard with our outside microphone. Battery's holding steady here today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for that. A last-minute text like, oops, I forgot batteries for the outside microphone. You want to pick that up before we have a ball game today so we can have some noise outside. 1-2. 2 runs on 1 hit for Northwestern, 1 run on 2 hits for the Broncos, and the runner going, and Tanabe, the ball sails past second base, but sliding and not being able to get back on the hop to wheel that into an extra base. Tanabe will just stand firm at second. Don't want to test it, don't want to make that out at third. Might as well stay in scoring position here with 2, 3, and 4 due up now for HC. So let's see what Schneider can do here on the 2-2. Staying alive, fouls one off.
Just waiting for her to go back to the inside part of the plate and see if we can get her to jam one, or because everything's just been all outside to Lauren.
We'll see here on the 2-2 delivery. Pitch outside in the dirt. Abby Flanagan's trying to find that spot on the black again, and now we're going to have a visit here in the circle. Interesting strategy there that the second base and first baseman go in for a chat, shortstop and third base going for, like, what are we talking about? Like lunch plans after the game or what?
Meeting in the minds, I guess.
Full count up here for Lauren Schneider. Flanagan and Gallegos trying to get back on the right page. There is a little slow roller, shortstop diving, but can't get up and make the play. It'll be an infield single for Schneider. Schneider gets the single. That's 3 hits here in the frame for Hastings College. Tanabe now at third runners at the corners with Kaylee Pino at the plate. And a big opportunity here for the Broncos to really get something going offensively. Just one down. Absolutely can't have a ground ball up the middle, though.
Nice stop there by Hayjack, though, to keep that ball from going to the outfield. This would be a tie ball game.
Showing punt. Nothing on. Did she pull it back in time? Yes, 1-0. So Hastings College playing a little chess here with the Northwestern Raiders defense, who are all in. And if Pino can get around on one, nobody at the second base bag. That'll be indifference there for Schneider as she takes the bag easy. Caught the Northwestern defense sleeping a little bit, and it's going to go ahead and take the bag if you're going to play 8 feet off it. Freebie.
Yep.
Schneider takes it. Runners in scoring position here for HC. Third and second. Tanabe at third. Schneider at second. Pino at the plate. Storson's been driven in off a RBI single from Isabel Tanabe. As that pitch goes in there for a strike. Still a hitter's count here. And right where you want Northwestern, with runners in scoring position and the meteor order coming up. Pino rolling at second base side, bobbled, thought about going home, only played to first, and gets the out. So put out over at first, but a run does come around to score. And the Broncos have tied things up here in the third. 2-2 with Lauren Lee, the cleanup hitter, now due up. And the Broncos looking for a big 2-out knock. Lee delivered one in game one against Briar Cliff. There was 2 outs. She driven Isabel Tanabe to give the Broncos the walk-off win in the 10th. How about another 2-out clutch hit? Right back up the middle, shortstop side, fielded by Hayjack, thrown over to first in time. And the Broncos retire one 60 feet away at the third base bag. But do strike for 3 hits in the inning as the Broncos tie this baby up. We are sitting at 2 runs apiece as we head to the top half of the fourth. It'll be a 3-inning contest from this point forward. Scheduled for 7. We're tied after 3. Top of the fourth coming up for the Northwestern Raiders. 8-9-1 due up. You're listening to Broncos Softball on Extreme Sports.
Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill has been serving Hastings and the surrounding area for more than 25 years, becoming more than just another bar and grill. It's a Hastings institution. Don't miss Wing Night every Wednesday, featuring legendary wings that are crispy, saucy, and downright delicious. Stop back on Thursday for roasted chicken. Fridays, enjoy the prime rib and seafood buffet. Then savor Bullseye's world-famous prime rib on Saturday. On Sundays, indulge in the brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For over a quarter century, Bullseye's has been the go-to spot for good times, great food, and unforgettable memories. Visit Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill on West 2nd and Hastings, right across the street from the water park.
Extreme Sports, the ultimate destination for sports enthusiasts.
This is the greatest record in the history of sports.
Broadcasting live 24/7.
Just have some fun out here, enjoy the journey of all this, of trying to get 16 wins and going after a gold trophy.
We give the people what they want.
And I am a huge sports fan. I love sports.
Back here as we get set to go in the top half of the fourth inning. Tyson Abronic, Marcus Metcalf alongside Hastings College Softball here, streaming on Extreme Sports as we get the GPAC season underway with the home opening weekend for the Broncos. And it's a first pitch swing from Johansson as she goes right to the shortstop Tanabe, who gets it over to Lee for the first out. 6-3 put out, Broncos strike for 2. Marcus, we're right back in the ballgame here.
Yes, we are. Difference of 3 innings. Northwestern jumps out early, 2-0. Hastings found some momentum here in the bottom half of the third. Able to put 2 runs across the board as we're going to chop foul here. But no, I think Hastings finally found something against the Northwestern defense and was able to capitalize with a big hit there to score their first run of the ball game and able to carry that momentum, get another run across the plate before side was retired.
First 2 runs of the day for Hastings College as they were shut out in game number 1 against Northwestern and allowed just 2 hits in that first game as well, and erupted for 3 there in that bottom half of the third. And as on cue, bullpen activity is starting to stir here for Northwestern, as if Hastings College kind of threw a rock at a hornet's nest here. And Northwestern's going to get some activity going up here.
It's like it's Schmalbeck down there in the pen.
Schmalbeck warming up. So Northwestern now sending Cassidy Gores to the plate. Gores tearing down a 1-2 count, flew out to second in her first AB. And now goes down on strikes here. Strikeout swinging Cassidy Gores. That is the third strikeout, the day here for Angie Lockhart, as Lockhart looks locked in so far. Really, 1 unearned run in the contest. So just 1 earned run for Lockhart. She has not been helped out by the defense with 4 untimely errors. There's a slap hit that rolls just foul, as Ashton Billings heads back to the plate. Billings, an RBI single, an error, and a run scored. Or reached on an error, I should say, and a run scored here in this contest.
Top of the order.
In the lone RBI that was back in inning number 2. 0-1 count with 2 down here in the top half of the fourth. Billings takes a look, ball high. Make a shout out to the Hastings College support staff here up in the booth with us for providing us with some good old cheeseburgers here for an afternoon second half of our doubleheader. Delicious. 1-1 off-speed pitch. It's the black. Marcus learns very quickly when there's food on offer, don't get your hand in front of me, otherwise it will be swiped.
Oh, I know. I realized that state tournament here back in October.
No one beats me to a bag of free food, that's for damn sure. 1-2, 2 outs, off-speed pitch once again. Did she go? No. That'll even up the count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in a 2-2 game.
That's why when Gino's around, when he brings his special goods, you're all over it.
God bless Gino. We got to get you trained a little better. Bag of combos and M&Ms, my man. Broadcaster's dream for snacks. Outside corner, can't get it. 3-2.
Mine would be some potato chips and some Hershey bars.
There you go.
My preference.
Sweet and salty.
That's right.
Payoff pitch upcoming here to the leadoff hitter, Ashton Billings. On the 3-2 is put into play. Shortstop side, fielded there by Tanabe. Fires across the diamond in time. Lee with the great stretch. It's a 6-3 putout, and Northwestern is put down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on board. The Broncos with momentum and now coming to bat. Bottom of the fourth, we're tied at 2. Can the Broncos take the lead over the Raiders? We'll find out when we return here on Extreme Sports.
There's a new tomorrow on the other side of the horizon. There are houses to make into homes, businesses to be built, and friendships to enjoy.
Someday's gonna be one day soon.
Build your tomorrow with a bank you can rely on. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Bored of the same old sports coverage? Get on the cutting edge of sports with Extreme Sports.
That ball hammered deep toward left into the well. That ball is gone.
The biggest plays, breaking news, and we can't forget the best sports talk.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
We are Extreme Sports.
Now batting here for Hastings College as we got 5, 6, and 7 due up will be Anna Medeiros. Anna Medeiros, the first baseman. She made the great stretch there on that last play. And now fires away on the first pitch and deposits that one between the shortstop and the third baseman. And it's going to get by the left fielder as well and roll underneath the fencing. The left fielder misplays it. So we got the single and then the advance. as Madero gets aboard via second after a misplayed ball from the left fielder. Advances Maderos to the second base bag, and the Broncos in business to start off the bottom of the fourth. First pitch swinging there for Maderos. Lexi Mudloff now at the plate. And now time to shine. RBI opportunity here for the 6-hitter. Hit cleanup last year for the Hastings College Broncos. Now facing a 1-0 count. Big news coming out of Iowa. We'll get to that here in just a second as Mudloff fires this one over the shortstop side. It's going to roll out to the fencing, and now hands go up once again. Back-to-back doubles, and the Broncos have the lead. Mudloff replaces Maderos on the diamond and drives in a run. An RBI double off the bat of Lexi Mudloff that rolls underneath the temporary fencing here. Hayden Kapler now up to bat. Breaking news out of Iowa, they have fired their longtime men's basketball coach, Fran McCaffrey. Done after the exit in the Big Ten tournament. I believe 13 seasons over at the helm at Iowa, but has been fired after their rocky season. They were in danger of not making the Big Ten Conference tournament until they picked up a late season win against Nebraska. As we have a new pitcher now coming in here for Northwestern. New pitcher for Northwestern. We'll tell you all about it when we return. It's a 3-2 Bronco lead. You're listening to Bronco Softball here on Extreme Sports.
Industrial Irrigation Services has proudly supplied reliable horsepower to the industrial engine market since 1955. Our entire team is dedicated to fostering long-term relationships with our customers and key suppliers. Honesty and integrity make up the foundation that our business is built upon. Our entire team is ready to deliver the best sales, engineering, parts, and service support you have come to expect over many decades. No matter your industry or the rigorous demands of your application, our team of experts stand ready to serve you. We have been serving our customers and friends for over a half-century, and we look forward to continuing to provide you with the absolute best industrial engine packages and services for generations to come. When you need a solution for your industrial needs, don't just buy horsepower. Invest in reliable horsepower.
New pitcher to tell you about, Tatum Schmalbeck, now in the circle here for Northwestern, making just her 5th appearance so far on the season, has an ERA just above the 4.2 mark. But the Broncos bats coming alive here in the last couple innings, and now Marcus, they have stretched their lead out to 3-2, 5 hits so far after really very ineffective offense in the last couple of games, and now finally starting to come alive here late in game number 2 against the Northwestern Raiders as the Broncos try to get a huge, big split. Kapler, line drive third base side. Tough break there. Couldn't have hit that one any better. Frozen rope, that's why they call it the hot corner. And that'll be the first out here of the inning. So Maderos gets the single, the advance on the error, the second error for Northwestern as it rolls under the temporary fencing. Mudloff then replaces Maderos with a ground rule double that also went under the fencing. And then the line drive by Kapler for the first out. Jay Storson now at the plate.
That's the one thing that's great about sports. Momentum is everything. All the momentum's on the side of HC right now, and they need to keep this thing rolling. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here.
Storson now at the plate. Takes a look at a pitch on the outside corner. Trying to get the frame job there from Gallegos. No dice, 2-1. Storson singled and came around to score. Back in inning number 3, was driven in by Isabel Tanabe. And now goes right back up the middle. That's gloved by the pitcher. Some back-to-back heartbreakers for the bottom of the order here as Kapler drives one straight at the third baseman. Storson takes it right back up the chute and lines out to the pitcher. 2 extremely well-hit balls that fall in the barrel, but just also found some leather.
Just nothing you can do about that. That's softball. It happens. Now, if you got to find some momentum here, put one over the right side here. If you're Nicole Halsey here, put one over the second baseman's head.
Halsey looking for a base knock here to extend the inning and flip the order. Currently looking down at an 0-1 count. Halsey, sacrifice bunt in her last attempt. That was back in inning number 3. That set the table after Storson singled and Halsey moved her over and Isabel drove her in. That got the first run on the board, and Bronco offense has been hot since. Looking to stay hot here as Halsey,
ouch,
dribbles one off the foot foul. 1-2 with 2 down. 5 hits for the Broncos. They've surrendered 4 errors. One of those resulted in a Northwestern run. Northwestern has committed 2 errors in the contest. But the Broncos out hitting the Raiders here 5-1. Clean things up defensively, and you're in good shape here for the last couple frames here.
Deuce is wild.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Halsey chops it foul, stays alive.
What you need to do is play a little staying alive there between pitches.
I don't have the Bee Gees on regular queue on my Spotify, so sorry, that's not going to happen. As we have a visit here in the circle. And it's not something I can just pull up at the snap of a finger. I got to go deep diving to try to find disco. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3-2 lead. Broncos. Broncos were held hitless all the way until the 3rd inning. And things got started from the bottom of the order, setting the table for the top half. The heart of the order continued the momentum here in inning number 4. This baby again scheduled for 7. 8-run rules after 5. And NAIA softball, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A big 2-2 upcoming here to Halsey. As Nicole tries to keep the inning extended and flip it to the top of the order. It's a slow roller. She's got speed. Shortstop side. Will she beat it out? No. 6-3 put out. Puts out the Flames here for the Broncos, but they strike for the lead. Lexi Mudloff's RBI double gives the Broncos the 3-2 advantage as we head to the 5th. Broncos lead it over the Raiders 3-2. You're listening to Broncos Softball on Extreme Sports.
Sundays are meant for relaxation and indulgence, and there's no better place to do it than at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Enjoy the Sunday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring an irresistible spread of breakfast favorites that will make your taste buds dance. Choose from fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, fresh fruits, and so much more. It's all you can eat and everything you could ever want. Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill, located at 2017 West 2nd, across from the water park in Hastings.
Extreme Sports, the ultimate destination for sports enthusiasts.
This is the greatest record in the history of sports.
Broadcasting live 24/7.
Just have some fun out here. Enjoy the journey of all this. We're trying to get 16 wins and going after a gold trophy.
We give the people what they want.
And I am a huge sports fan. I love sports.
Back here as we get set for the top half of the 5th inning here from the Bill Smith Softball Complex. Tyson Ronick, Marcus Metcalf alongside for the ride. 3-2 ball game. Hastings College with the lead. Heart of the order coming up, though. 2-3-4 here for Northwestern, starting with Charlie Baumgars. So I can read my own writing. It's true. First pitch strike from Angie Lockhart. Lockhart has dialed up 3 strikeouts, has minimized the walks. Only trouble so far that she's gotten into has not really been her fault. 4 defensive errors for the Broncos. The story early, but they've cleaned things up in the last couple innings. And as they've done that, they've gotten right back in this ball game. 3-2, the Broncos have the lead. Trying to pull off what would be a gigantic split against what is expected to be GPAC powerhouse Northwestern this season. Expected to be because of where they finished a season ago and where they finished non-conference play. 20-5 record heading into the GPAC season. Here's a shot straight back to Lockhart. Lockhart spins, throws, gets a big out. 1 down as Baumgars has retired on the 1-3 put out. Gwen Mickelson now at the plate. Mickelson struck out, reached by way of a walk. Caught up in a rundown back in the 1st. Pitch from Lockhart. High and tight, in there for a strike. Couldn't have walked over to home plate and placed it any better in the strike zone from Angie. Has count advantage here at 0-1. Rocks back, kicks and fires, off-speed pitch. Has Mickelson fooled. She can't pull the trigger, and now it's 0-2. Now you got pitches to play with. Try for a chase pitch here against the 3-hole hitter. Got the strikeout back in the third. He's got a good book on Mickelson. Will Lockhart go back to it? Sharp shot, third base side, fielded cleanly by Pinho. Fires over to first to Medeiros in time, 2 down.
That's why they call it the hot corner.
That got there in a hurry, and Pinho's glove immediately on that softball. Fires it across the diamond. Good strong throw, 2 down.
Looks like we got some arms loosening up here in the Bronco bullpen as well.
Danny sits, warming up. In case rails fall off here for Lockhart, but she looks dialed in right now. Might be one of those don't want to go 3 times through the order kind of situations, as here's a little slow roller pitcher side. 1-3 put out. Looks pretty good to me, though. 3 up, 3 down for Northwestern. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Broncos with the 3-2 lead, trying to extend that as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Hastings College 3, Northwestern 2, GPAC opening weekend, exclusively here on Extreme Sports.
There's a new tomorrow on the other side of the horizon. There are houses to make into homes, businesses to be built, and friendships to enjoy.
Someday's gonna be one day soon.
Build your tomorrow with a bank you can rely on. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
You are listening to Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports.
Back here at the Bill Smith Softball Complex, 3-2. Broncos lead it here as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Top of the order now due up for HC. Isabel Tanabe will lead things off. Big RBI single back in the 3rd. Hard hit ground ball to second base where it was a little highway robbery. A well hit ball, just better defensive play. So she'll step in 1-2 on the day and takes a look at a first pitch ball. Now pitching is Tatum Schmalbeck as she came in relief here of Abby Flanagan. After the Broncos broke through, tied the ball game back in inning number 3, and then took the lead in the 4th. So Schmalbeck now coming in relief to try to extend some innings here and keep the Broncos at bay, or in the gate, if you will, before they can try to muster up some more run support. 2 innings to do it, trailing here by 1. Here's the pitch to Isabel. And Isabel takes 4 straight wide ones. She draws a walk. So Isabel Tanabe drawing the walk. That'll bring in Lauren Schneider. And the dinner table set, if you will, here for your meat of the order as the leadoff role does her job. Isabel gets aboard. And now the Broncos back in business here at inning number 5. Schneider squaring around a bunt, misses the bunt. We saw that yesterday, but this time the throw gets away and squirts down into the outfield, and Tanabe is going to have another stolen base. That was the same scenario we saw yesterday where they put the bunt on with the runner in motion, but the bunt was missed and the runner was hung out to dry. This time the throw goes wide, Marcus, and the Broncos take advantage of a errant throw.
Absolutely. Now it's time to step on the gas here because see if Lauren can execute like she did in the 3rd inning with a base hit and able to score a run.
Lauren Schneider, single back in inning number 3. Reached on by way of error in inning number 1. Now facing a 1-1 count here with the runner in scoring position, Tanabe over at the second base bag. Outside corner, frame job, gets the call. Beautiful work from Gallegos to frame that nicely for her pitcher. And that gets the call. It's 1-2. And now forced to swing at the 1-2 count. Swings at one that goes wide. Schneider goes down on strikes. Tough break. But the catchers that do it well are going to get 95% of those calls. Say it all the time. Haley Pena now stepping up to the plate. You're frustrated. Pena, hard drive here to left field. That is caught on the line there at the left field line from Billings. So Pena, despite barreling that one up, is lining out to left.
In Lauren's case, that ball is 6 inches outside.
Oh, at least.
It is. Well, I'm right here in front of the plate, and that ball is hitting the right-hander's batter's box. And they're calling that a strike. But if you go about 3 inches inside or closer to the left-hander's batter's box, it's a ball.
Sets up 6 inches out to the side, but if you can bring it back 4 inches to the right, you're going to get the call, and that's what Gallegos has done a very good job at. And that's what Northwestern's getting right now.
If you're a pitcher, you love it.
Oh, catcher's your best friend if you can frame it. Pitch this time hits the dirt. It's going to roll out. That will advance Tanabe over to third. Our best friend was a catcher who could frame. Still best friend to this date. I didn't even pitch. I just played second base. He got us out of enough innings that I was like, dude, we're best friends. I'm tired of kicking dirt.
Was it Little League World Series outside?
It was Duncan. It was close enough. 1-1. 2 down here. That pitch freezes her up at the knees on the BB. 1-2 here for Lauren Lee.
See if Lauren can put one in the outfield here and get another run here.
Lee looking to continue her productive weekend. Hasn't got off to the greatest of starts here today, but can change that right here. Slow roller, short to third base side. Fielded just in time before it goes foul. And we're going to get a foul ball. There it is. I thought that had crossed the line. And they're going to bring everybody back here.
Yeah, the home plate umpire called it immediately.
And rightfully so. Ball crossed the chalk.
I wasn't sure if she was going to wait for it to go foul.
She's trying not to. She knew she could make the play, and that's why she was trying to gather that ball to go 5-3. But as all told, it'll be extra life here for Lee. Now time to cash in. Tanabe awaiting at the third base bag. And
wait, what's going on here?
A visit. New pitcher has come in. They snuck that one in on us.
It's Kralik.
Okay, Kralik coming into the contest. She started game 1 and is now coming in here in game 2. Kralik kept the Bronco bats at bay. Good outing for her. Let's get the line score on it. That was no runs on just 2 hits and 5 left to board. So Kralik, after a 2-hitter in the last 7-inning affair, is back out in the circle here for the Northwestern Raiders. She'll get a few warm-up pitches as she does. Let's remind you that we've got Bronco basketball coming up later on tonight at 5 o'clock. NAIA National Tournament coverage. Broncos getting to host the opening 2 rounds of regional action. So we will have Broncos and College of the Ozarks tonight. The winner of that matchup playing tomorrow to head to Sioux City, Iowa, the Tyson Event Center, home of the NAIA Division III basketball championships. A place where Hastings College has made residence in the mid-2000s and later 2000s. As Lee goes down on strikes. 2 strikeouts here in the inning. Kralik comes in and immediately gets Lee to swing and miss, and it's still 3-2 as we head down to the top half of the 6th. 3-2, Hastings College with the lead. You're listening to Broncos Softball here on Extreme Sports.
Need a power boost after a serious workout? Stick with the original recovery drink. Highland Dairy's chocolate milk contains 13 essential nutrients, including protein and electrolytes, helping you build muscle and hydrate better than water. Our Chocolicious milk is perfect for building healthy bones in little ones and maintaining bone health in adults. It's chocolate milk with no artificial growth hormones, and it's locally made, so you know you're getting the best for your body. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Bored of the same old sports coverage? Get on the cutting edge of sports with Extreme Sports.
That ball hammers deep toward left into the well. That ball is gone.
The biggest plays, breaking news, and we can't forget the best sports talk.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
We are Extreme Sports.
Tyson Nevronic, Marcus Metcalf back with you here at the Bill Smith Softball Complex. Hastings College enjoying a 3-2 lead as we head to the top half of the sixth inning. 5, 6, and 7, 2 up here for the Raiders. The Raiders again picking up the 5-0 win in game number 1. And the Broncos trying to pick up a big split here against this GPAC powerhouse. Jory Hajak now at the plate here for the Raiders. Has reached on an error in both occasions. She's hoping just to get into the box score here. Looking down at a 1-0 count from Angie Lockhart. Lockhart locks in and fires. Here's a ball straight up the chute. That's playable out in right, and coming over to make the play is Kapler. And the Broncos have the first batter of the inning retired.
I think they kind of cleaned up their defensive talking points because last night we saw, 2 or 3 times we thought we were going to have collisions, and one of them we did have a collision. And so I think they kind of straightened that out after the game last night.
Yeah, a collision out in center field, and then a near collision at second base, and then a collision between Mudloff and Tanabe that ended up being a great grab from Lexi Mudloff just to hang on to it, but both players were shaken up after the play. Thankfully, no serious injuries as we are still full strength here today.
We also had 2 here behind the plate with third baseman coming in.
I believe this is Tatum Schmalbeck at the plate here for the Raiders. She hits a roller out to third. Peno over to first in time. 2-pitch swing in there from Tatum Schmalbeck. That'll be a 5-3 put out, and we'll bring up Sydney Jacobs. The Raiders have been held in check since they got into the scoring column back in inning number 2. The last 10 consecutive batters have been retired, as the Raiders haven't been able to muster up any kind of traffic on the base path. They took advantage again of 4 untimely early errors. Broncos cleaned up that mess rather quickly and have then really dialed in, and Angie Lockhart is having one of those days where she's on here against this Raiders bunch. Swung and missed there. It's an 0-2. Lockhart, the senior, stepping up here on the big stage.
We'll see if Angie can go to the off speed here on the outside corner. So you can get her be way out in front.
Lee gets the sign. They'll set up outside, and they'll go outside, and they'll freeze her up outside. Beautiful pitch there from Angie Lockhart to get the strikeout looking, and the Northwestern Raiders go down in order. 3-2, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Broncos with the lead on Northwestern. Stick around, more Broncos softball coming up right after this.
At Bosselman Energy Companies, we take pride in being a trusted partner to our customers, a strong presence in the communities we serve, and a family business that truly cares. Founded in Grand Island in 1948, Bosselman Energy has grown into a diverse group of companies with locations across the Midwest. We supply local communities with essential petroleum products that fuel farms, power industries, and heat homes. With over 70 years of industry experience, Bosselman Energy remains committed to the principles that have guided us from the beginning, ensuring our continued success for generations to come.
Keep it right here. You are listening to Extreme Sports.
Angie Lockhart's dialing it in. 11 straight batters retired here for the Northwestern Raiders, and now Hastings College trying to provide her a little insurance before we get set to go to the top half of the 7th inning. 5, 6, and 7 due up, and Marcus, this has been a very good bottom of the order here for the Broncos, not only today, but when you flash back and you take a look at this last 24 hours, they have done a really good job getting on board, setting the table for the top of the order.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the difference about a little over 12 hours makes, because the bottom of the lineup just came in clutch now, especially today with Medeiros and Lee and Mudloff. They've all been coming through, and there's a base hit to right.
RBI single and another single here for Medeiros as she dumps one out into right field. Broncos in business once again here as they get their leadoff hitter. Now Lexi Mudloff with the RBI double back in inning number 4. We'll head back to the plate. And a runner coming in here, that'll be 11. I believe that's Gracie Graff.
Yep.
Graff will come in to courtesy run here for Medeiros. And now, one on board here for Lexi. We'll see if the wheels are in motion here for Graff. And with her speed, a poke out into the outfield that will find a gap will likely score. If you're Hastings College faithful right now, you're hoping that if Lexi Mudloff does find the gap and Graff does have the wheels, that the ball doesn't go underneath the netting. We've seen that too many times here so far this weekend as Mudloff puts a jolt into this one. It goes high up into the sky, but then dies out on the back of the infield there. One retired here for the Broncos on the fly out to short. 3-2, Broncos lead this baby. Bottom of the 6th inning here. For Northwestern, it's 8, 9, and 1. Broncos have them right where they want them here, but they'd love to get some more insurance before that happens. They might not, because it's going to be a tag on the bag at second, not in time for the double play. They did Hajek to do it herself. She ran over to the bag instead of electing to go for the flip to second, and that little bit of hesitation might have been just enough for Kapler to get to first. So she'll beat out the play on the fielder's choice. Graff gunned down at second. Lead runner is taken care of, and it's Kapler aboard at first with Storsund into the plate. Storsund with a single and a run scored. She set the table really for this Bronco rally to get going. That was back in inning number 3. Some equipment adjustments here, and we'll get set to go. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Shea. It looks like the Broncos. Nope, that is Nicole Halsey in the on-deck circle. I was going to say have a pinch hitter getting set in the on-deck circle, but that is number 4. There's a swing, and check swing is going to go around. Strikeout on Shea Storsund. And the Broncos leave another 5 runners in total left on base here for HC, but none of that would matter if they can get 3 more outs. They've retired 11 in a row and looking to close out the deal here in the 7th. The Broncos holding on to a 3-2 lead. Northwestern coming to bat. The dramatic conclusion coming your way right after this on Extreme Sports.
Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student-athletes.
You are listening to Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports.
Broncos lead at 3-2, trying to close out the Northwestern Raiders and pick up what would be a huge sweep here in GPAC play and a great opening weekend to go 3-1, but they'll have to get by a very dangerous Northwestern offense that may be just a sleeping giant here. We're not sure. Bottom of the 7th, 8, 9, and 1 due up now for the Raiders as Berkeley Johansson takes her third at-bat here of the afternoon. That number 4? Yep, we've had a pinch hitter here. Raven Krejci will now be batting in for Berkeley Johansson. So a pinch hitter here for the Raiders in the 8th spot. Krejci singled in her lone at-bat back in game number 1. Now looking at a 1-1 count. Lockhart retires 11 batters in a row thus far. Swing and a miss there. She turns up the velocity a little bit, and the senior trying to go the distance here for Hastings College. After a rocky start, surrendering 2 runs in the first 2 innings and some shaky defensive play, the Broncos have settled in, picking up 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th, and trying to close things out. Line drive, 1 hop. Mudloff fires over to Medeiros. There's 1 down. 4-3 put out as Krejci goes down. Cassidy Gore is now at the plate. She's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging back in the 4th. Flied out to second back in inning number 2. Top of the lineup coming up, so this is an important at-bat. Cassidy Gores flares 1 out to left. It's going to be a base knock. A base hit for Cassidy Gores. And Northwestern with a little bit of life here in the 7th. Ashton Billings now heading to the plate. Billings has been dangerous today. Singled, reached on an error, came around to score, and grounded out to short. We'll take another ground ball to short.
Here comes a bunt.
Risky play. Diamond playing in here, and I would expect Billings to be swinging. So you don't want to go down to 2 outs.
Oh, the defense
sack, but the defense is showing otherwise. They're playing the corners tight. Lockhart looks in, has the 0-1 count advantage. Billings tries for the slap hit. I'll get the call on the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
I think she's trying to do is do a little swinging bunt to get some momentum.
Yep, little slap hit. Broncos aligned for a double play ball up the middle. Corners are in. Trying for that exact same spot. That one just a hair outside. Reminder coming up after the contest here. We'll get comments from Bronco coaching staff on our post-game show. We'll get some final thoughts here before we head out to the Lynn Farrell Arena. That coming your way at 4:45 here on Extreme Sports. Here's the pitch from Lockhart, off speed, and nearly caught her off guard. She just was able to get a piece of the bat on that. Good time to dial up the off speed, but can't get the swing and miss.
I won't be shocked if she goes back to that again.
Right back to it, huh? Replay of the first. Wash, rinse, repeat.
I go outside corner with it though.
You're loving that. You're loving yourself some outside corner. 1-2, 1 down. This one high and tight. Runner goes. Throw down to short. Caught him sleeping. Cassidy Gore swipes the bag and now in scoring position. And that changes the dynamic here of the inning. 1-2 tying run aboard at second base here for the Northwestern Raiders. Billings staring down a 2-2 count. Lockhart needs a strikeout. Angie, the senior, winds, delivers, looking for the outside corner. Can't quite get it. The dugout wanted it. Hands on head. Cobra hands. Surrender Cobra, 3-2.
It must have been low or something, Tyson, because that ball was more over the plate.
I'll just call it an oof. 3-2. Big pitch for Lockhart, upcoming payoff pitch with 1 down. Billings at the plate. Pitch hits the dirt. It's going to be ball 4. First and second now with the walk. Broncos trying to calm down the nerves here. They've got Northwestern on the ropes, but here comes 2, 3, and 4. And that's exactly what Pino is coming over to do, saying, you got this. From the third base bag, just giving her pitcher a little bit of confidence.
You get a play at any base.
I don't know if there was extra words in there or not, but we'll lip read to you got this. 3-2 game. 1 down, 2 on. Bumgar is at the plate now for Northwestern. Orton's way in now.
She's probably talking about candlesticks. Maybe.
They make a nice wedding gift.
Yeah.
Lockhart back in the circle. Corners playing in. Pitch on the outside. Can't get the call. Should be 2-0.
Just keep everything knees below. Get a ground out here so you can get a double play out of it and get out of this thing.
First baseman's going to have to get back in a hurry, though, because they are so far up on the corners. Here's the pitch to Baumgars. Off speed, catches the corner. You bet. Strike one.
Even the left fielder and center fielder are both playing way in.
Anything to the outfield, you're going to want to come up throwing, and if it's that far over, you're beat already. Outfield should be playing way shallow. A little shift over to the left as well. Pitch upstairs, misses, ball 2-2, the count. Some anxious moments here at the Bill Smith Softball Complex in game number 2 with Powerhouse Northwestern on the ropes. Senior winds and fires, and that's swung on and missed, went around. Goddard chasing, Baumgars goes down on strikes. On a ball well wide, a good junk pitch there from Lockhart, gets her chasing. So Gwen Mickelson now at the plate. Mickelson reached by way of a walk. She struck out and grounded out to third. Broncos return to normal depth defensively. They've got 2 outs, 1 out away here. The Raiders threaten here in the 7th. The Broncos trying to get out of danger. Ball, line drive, left field, in motion at second base, doesn't get the stop sign. Here comes the throw into the plate. Lee's going to apply the tag. She's going to be safe. She's going to be safe. She got underneath the tag. And how? Oh, the throw was a beauty. Lee just makes a slight adjustment. I thought well in front of the base runner. But somehow, some way, Gores gets under the tag to score the tying run. What'd you see, Marcus?
She went about 2 feet inside the baseline to avoid the tag. She swiped and missed. She came back, touched the plate from my vantage point. It was close.
3-3. Mickelson takes the extra bag on the advance on the throw. Chloe Gallegos.
If that ball was more up the chalk line, she had no chance of making it to the plate.
Gallegos now at the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk. Stranded at second. Chopper down the right field side. There was a lot of hesitation. I didn't even think originally they were going to send Gore. She stopped near the third base bag originally, kind of put on the brakes, and then had to get a complete restart. That gave the left fielder Schneider enough time to make a good throw. Lee, I thought she was awfully close to putting that tag on, just wide of the tag. Game of inches. And this game will humble you like none other. 1-2 count here. Broncos trying to get out of the inning and maybe get the bats going in the bottom of the 7th. Lockhart needing a good bounce-back pitch here, and certainly just needs to exhale and fire. Oh, the Broncos thought they had that baby won. Everybody in the dugout celebrating what they thought was the tag. A call safe from the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here to Chloe Gallegos. Trying to flip the script, and she will. Ball right back up the middle on Angie Lockhart. That's going to score 2. Northwestern has the lead. Here comes the throw in. It gets by the catcher. Gallegos picks up the extra bag. Round second, back to second, and Northwestern just like that, with 2 outs, comes through in the clutch to take the lead. 3 runs in the top half, or the top half of the 7th, when the Broncos had 2 outs and a 2 RBI double off the bat of Chloe Gallegos. She homered back in the first game. She delivers the knockout punch perhaps here in game 2. A 2 RBI double to give Northwestern the 5-3 lead. Heartbreak City here for HC.
Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner out there, out at second base. It looks like it's number 15. Looks like it's Maddie Kvetic.
Okay. Maddie's in at the second base bag. She'll courtesy run here for Gallegos, the catcher.
How much this thing can change on one play.
Boy, this game can make you sick, can it? Jory Hayjack now at the plate. Hayjack, slow roller, shortstop side, fielded by Tanabe in time to Medeiros for the out. Now it's rally time for the Broncos. Got to get the bats going. Got to flush that inning. Northwestern comes across for 3 after a 2 RBI double from Chloe Gallegos. Breaks this back open for the Raiders. A back-and-forth battle, and now time for the Broncos to punch. They trail it by 2. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Last chance for romance for HC. You're listening to Broncos Softball on Extreme Sports.
Freshen up your home with vibrant flowers this spring. From colorful spring silks, spring-scented candles, to seasonal home decor bunnies. Come shop 20% off savings March 17th through March 22nd for our spring open house. Hours for our sale are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Located at 2618 West 2nd in Hastings, serving Hastings since 1955.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the #1 sports station because you make the phones light up.
Well, after the Northwestern Raiders strike for 3 in the top half of the 7th, it's a brand new ball game here. They've got extra life. They were 2 inches away from having a split here with the Hastings College Broncos this weekend, but an additional 2 inches off the base path. Then next thing you know, we have a 5-3 ball game because the very next batter gets the 2 RBI knock, and that game is blown wide open. HC down to their last out. Couldn't close the deal, and now it's time for the bats to get rolling. They'll lead it off here with Nicole Halsey, trying to be the table setter for the top of the order. That pitch is high and off the glove. And Northwestern now in their 3rd pitcher. They go back to their pitcher that they threw in game number 1, Kate Kralik. And Kralik held the Broncos to just 2 hits. Kralik came in and immediately struck out Shea Storsund. And gets ready to go to work here against this Bronco lineup. That gave Northwestern everything they wanted and more here in game number 2. But in the clutch, in the key moments, the Broncos couldn't finish the deal. Now Halsey, flutterer left field side. That is caught out there by Billings. There's 1 down. How quickly the fortunes can turn in this game. From talking about a Bronco split to needing a Bronco late rally here in the bottom of the 7th. But we've been here before. Hell, we were here twice yesterday. Broncos found a way against Briarcliff. Looking to get the top of the order going here. Starts with 1. Tanabe can get the train out of the station, and we'll see here if the heart of the order can't get something going for the Broncos.
Tanabe's been on base twice today already, so see if she can make it a 3rd.
Hopefully Bronco fans listening or watching or down at the ballpark got rally caps on in full force. 1-1 here to Isabel. Pitch on the inside corner, taken for ball 2.
That's called a strike every time when a left-hander's up. Never for a righty.
Tanabe scored, RBI single. Walked, stranded at 3rd. Stole a base in this one. Very similar line score to her 2 games yesterday against Briarcliff. Just very solid here at the top of the order for HC. Tanabe staring down a 2-2 count now. Time to protect here with 2 strikes. Pitch outside, full count. Base hit, ball 4, kid. Just get aboard any way you can. Here's the 3-2. That'll work. Base hit as it goes out in shallow right. Right in front of Jacobs. Broncos got a base runner. Don't go anywhere just yet.
Just takes one.
By the batter walk-up music, it's peanut butter jelly time. It's time to keep things going here for the Broncos and the Sticks. Lauren Schneider. Now peanut butter jelly might be sounding a little better. We're a little past noon.
Yes, it does.
The animal who eats peanut butter jelly in the mornings. Pitch wide and outside.
I do.
On a Pop-Tart?
That too.
At least on a Pop-Tart.
No.
1 ball, no strikes. Breakfast food aside, we got a pretty good ball game here. We'll see if the Broncos can't get a late rally. Pitch on the outside. No, take it for a strike. You're right. Left-handed batter gets that call all day long. I was ready to rule that ball. 1-1. That one's outside in the dirt. Tanabe's got the wheels in motion. She's got the bag on the pass ball. Now runner in scoring position. Schneider represents the tying run. She's at the plate. Tanabe is second base. Broncos trailing 5-3 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. This one fouled right back towards your window. If that was open, that would have been inside. We'd have had a souvenir. 2-2. Pitch, swung on, missed. Strike 3. Schneider goes down on strikes. 2 down, 3-4-5 coming up. Pino trying to get a little 2-out magic started. She could use a base knock for the confidence as well. 0 for 3 so far today. Grounded out to third, flied out to left, grounded into a fielder's choice. Kaylee Pino trying for some 2-out magic.
She was swinging for the fences on that one.
Broncos forcing Northwestern to go right back to their ace in Kate Kralik. After striking for 3 and grabbing the lead, Kralik trying to shut the door, looking to get the call, can't get it. Gallegos, a phenomenal catcher, by the way. She has framed several today and gotten a couple extra bonus calls to go their way. And that's just tip of the cap to good work behind the backstop. Here's the pitch from Kralik. That'll be fouled out of play. And the Broncos down to their last strike. It's Pino representing the tying run. Just got to find a way to get on board to bring up Lauren Lee, who leads the team in home runs, to represent the would-be winning run. But Pino staying alive, fighting them off. Good at-bat brewing here. Doing everything they can to keep this inning extended. Ups and downs and a roller coaster of emotions here in this one. In game number 2, and game man, the Broncos, they fought for everything here in this one to try to split the series. And they're going to not get that as they get the call on the outside corner. Pino frozen to end it. Broncos go down here 5-3 as the Northwestern Raiders are up for 3 in the top half of the 7th and flip the script. And after back-to-back walk-off wins for the Broncos, the heartbreak. A loss in a matchup where they had it down to the final out. But Northwestern 2-out rally gives the Raiders the victory and a 2-0 sweep here at the Bill Smith Softball Complex this weekend. Northwestern improving to a 22-5 mark, while Hastings College will drop to 12-10. Take a quick break. We'll come back with our post-game show, chat about this one, and get you all set for some Hastings College basketball action coming your way a little bit later on this evening. Full game stats and analysis and recap and conversations with the coaches all coming up as our Broncos softball coverage continues right after this.
You've been listening to Hastings College Softball, brought to you by the Family Medical Center of Hastings, your family's home for health care. By Bob Sass Flowers, 2618 West 2nd, serving Hastings since 1955. By Tom Dinsdale, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, located at 2800 Osborne Drive East in Hastings. By Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill. Enjoy great food. good service, and a warm, friendly atmosphere at 2017 West 2nd by Ruts Heating and Air, your York Midwest dealer in Hastings and Kearney. By Industrial Irrigation, reliable horsepower since 1955. By Bosselman Energy, a fuel supplier and distributor offering gas, diesel, aviation fuel, biodiesel, ethanol, and propane. By the Livingston Butler Volin Funeral Home and Cremation Center of Hastings. By Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. By Highland Dairy. And by Teammates of Nebraska. Stay tuned. The Bronco Postgame Show is up next on your exclusive home for Bronco Sports, Extreme Sports.
There's a noticeable difference when you walk into Tom Dinsdale CDJR in Hastings. You can't miss the exceptional customer service that we're known for, or the huge emphasis we place on providing unsurpassed vehicle service with experienced technicians and quality parts. And of course, we think big when it comes to giving back to the community that has supported us for so many years. At Tom Dinsdale, we take tremendous pride in serving our friends, family, and neighbors throughout central Nebraska. See for yourself. Stop by Dinsdale CDJR today.
Freshen up your home with vibrant flowers this spring. From colorful spring silks.
Rev up your energy and fuel your body with the protein punch you've been craving. When it comes to nutrition, Highland Dairy has a wide range of locally made products. Discover tasty ways to a stronger, healthier you with Highland's range of yogurts, smoothies, flavored milk, and cottage cheese. For parents with picky eaters and trendsetters looking to jump on the revival of cottage cheese, Highland has what you need to hit your protein goals. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student athletes.
If you experience air conditioning problems this summer, call the experts at Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning of Hastings. Ruts is a local, family-owned business with over 45 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They service all makes and models of heating and cooling equipment for both residential and commercial customers. You can trust Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning to complete all repairs, installations, and maintenance work on time. If you're shopping for a new air conditioner or heating system, remember Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. They have a broad range of systems to choose from. Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 402-463-4853.
Sundays are meant for relaxation and indulgence, and there's no better place to do it than at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Enjoy the Sunday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring an irresistible spread of breakfast favorites that will make your taste buds dance. Choose from fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, fresh fruits, and so much more. It's all you can eat and everything you could ever want. Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill, located at 2017 West 2nd, across from the water park in Hastings.
The Bronco Postgame Show is brought to you by Ruts Heating and Air, your York Midwest dealer in Hastings and Kearney.
And welcome back to Hastings College softball coverage here on Extreme Sports. A doubleheader defeat for the Broncos today as they fall to Northwestern by the score of 5-0, and then in game 2, 5-3. And an awfully heck of a contest here for the Broncos in game number 2. They had the 3-2 lead, but the Northwestern Raiders strike for 3 in the top half of the 7th, and it's heartbreak here at Bill Smith as the Broncos had the Raiders down to the final out but couldn't secure it, and a late rally secures the victory and a sweep for the Raiders here this afternoon. You're listening to the post-game show. Coming up here on the show, we'll hope to hear from head coach Troy Baker of the Hastings College softball team as we walk our way through this one after what was an exciting night just one night ago with 2 victories over Briar Cliff. Some heartbreak here to swallow, and that's just sports, man. And they will this game will humble you in the greatest of ways, and it did here today. 3-2, great pitching performance from Angie Lockhart as she goes a full 7. But just couldn't quite close the door. 6 2/3 of really strong softball. And then a base knock, and then the 2 RBIs, and would be, could be, should be just inches away from a play at the plate. That was where the Broncos fell short here today. So head coach Troy Baker, he's going to be coming up and joining us next. You are listening to Broncos softball exclusively on Extreme Sports. Post-game show continues right after this.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Industrial Irrigation Services has proudly supplied reliable horsepower to the industrial engine market since 1955. Our entire team is dedicated to fostering long-term relationships with our customers and key suppliers. Honesty and integrity make up the foundation that our business is built upon. Our entire team is ready to deliver the best sales, engineering, parts, and service support you have come to expect over many decades. No matter your industry or the rigorous demands of your application, our team of experts stand ready to serve you. We have been serving our customers and friends for over a half-century, and we look forward to continuing to provide you with the absolute best industrial engine packages and services for generations to come. When you need a solution for your industrial needs, don't just buy horsepower. Invest in reliable horsepower.
Keep it right here. You are listening to Extreme Sports.
Back here with more softball coverage for you. Hastings College falling to Northwestern today, 5-0 in Game 1, and a heartbreaking 5-3 Game number 2. Troy Baker, head coach of the Hastings College Broncos, joining us to walk us through this one. And man, sports can be cruel sometimes, just inches away. But what heart for the Broncos to fight back into this one after taking that. First game 5-0 and falling behind in the first game. It would have been easy to kind of pack things in and call it a day. Your Broncos didn't do that, and then they showed a lot of heart here today.
They did. That's what I said when I went down there and talked to them after the game. I said that, it would have been easy, after last night's, 2 dramatic wins, a short sleep. You come back in the morning and play at a 10 a.m. start against number 4 team in the country, and they are not going to say anything bad about Northwestern. They are a class act. They play their tushes off. They're well coached. But if anybody saw these games today, they're going to say, Hastings is not that far away. We were 1 out away, 1 tag play away from slaying the dragon. And, you can't do ifs and buts and candy and nuts in sports or in life. And that's what we get down to and I said, when we see them again, that you can face them. Yeah, Kralick's a great pitcher. They had to bring in their dude to close the ball game. So that just tells you they have respect for us, and that's what we're trying to earn is, I didn't say we're not the kicking dog in the conference, but we haven't been back to the national tournament since the 2016-17 season. We haven't been there. I think that Northwestern's going to say, you better come ready to play against Hastings or they're going to beat you. So I'm taking that away from from this morning, early afternoon day.
Talk about Angie Lockhart today. She really settled in and put in quite a performance as she ended up retiring 12 Northwestern batters in a row once she got locked in. And you said in our pregame show at the very beginning of the week, when she's on and when she's having her day, she's one of the best in the conference, and she put that on display today.
She did. Last night she struggled, and then she woke up, and it was kind of flipped. Kira struggled today after throwing pitches, but Angie came back with she has a fire and she has taken this really hard. And I just basically said in the huddle, I said, this is not on you, kid. The first 2 runs were on errors. We didn't make plays. It might not have even got to that 7th inning where they had to rally if we would have made plays on defense. And that's the credit to Northwestern is they put pressure on you and they get those 2 out clutch hits and put the ball in play. But Angie did a great job. I am so thrilled with Angie. I just wish that was every single time, Angie. You just don't know, and that's what's frustrating as a coach. I've seen her for 2 years. I've seen Angie last year at Doane went 10 innings against a very solid ball club, and she got beat on a walk-off. Similar day, not a walk-off, but, giving up 3 runs. If we get that, we will be fine in the we're not going to see a better team than Northwestern. I'm not saying we're going to run the table the rest of the way, but we're not going to see a better coached, better opportunistic team than Northwestern.
Talking just a little bit about your offense, that spark that got provided, the 3-run outburst there in the 5th to turn the game on its head a little bit, really started with some great production at the bottom of the order. Storson sets the table with a single. Halsey bunts her over into scoring position. Tanabe then, once the order flips, gets the RBI. The bottom of the order really set that table for the top of the order today, and I think we're going to continue to see that as this lineup continues to progress this season.
I'm hoping. Because if you go back through the Game Changer book, whatever you want to look at, when we've scored a bunch of runs, it's been our 7, 8, 9 hitters that start it. Because I know we're going to get out of Isabel. I know Lauren struggled a little bit in the 2-hole, but when you have the KPs and the Lauren Lees and the Annas and the Lexis, behind, it makes their job easier. Hey, we got to run at third, and all we need is either a ground ball, fly ball, or a base hit is awesome. So, yeah, moving forward, we need the Shays and then the Coles and then the Sophias when she's in there. They know they have a job. It's not like, they're going to blow our 8, 9 hitters away. They're going to punch it, put in play, and hopefully make things happen.
These kind of results, these kind of games are tough sometimes in the dugout because you were right there. You were within inches of slaying the dragon, as we say, picking up a big split. What's the attitude right now in the dugout? Is it we've arrived here this season, or is it still going to take some time to get over those wounds today?
I think right now they're saying we let them off the hook. And that's the mentality that I want them to have is I want them to be angry. I do, because that's what winners are about. I think Northwestern would have been angry getting out of here with a split, and we, no offense to our own team and our own expectations, we would have been thrilled with a split. That's what we talked about last night. 3-1 that was my goal. Coming in 3-1 was awesome. I said 2-2 we're okay. We're gonna have to sweep somebody on the road to get back in the tournament, to get potentially in that tournament in the GPAC upper echelons. But just the way you lost. If it would have been 5-0, 5-0, I'd have been talking up here, saying, hey, we were, we just didn't come and prepared, ready to go, and maybe we're a little tired, but we did. We showed some grit in game 2. We fought, we spit, we cursed, we did everything, and it just wasn't enough today. But I am very proud of them, how we're going to go. And now we got a couple days off, thank God. I probably need them too. And then we'll come back Monday and get ready to go to Peru on Tuesday.
Coach, congratulations on the weekend. It was fun for me to put eyeballs on this team, and I think it's going to be a fun partnership here this season as we cover softball here on Extreme Sports. Was just delighted in what I saw from the Broncos, and good things lie ahead, my man. So appreciate your time once again, and we'll talk with you down the road.
Hey, thanks, Tyson. We appreciate the coverage.
That's Troy Baker, head coach of the Hastings College Broncos, joining us on the post-game show. Well, that'll wrap it up for now here on Extreme Sports. But coming up in just a matter of hours, we are headed to the Lynn Farrell Arena with opening round action of National Tournament Basketball. The Hastings College Broncos, College of the Ozarks. Mike Will, Marcus Metcalf will have that call for you. 4:45 with your pregame show, 5 o'clock with the tip-off. It's National Tournament basketball here on Extreme Sports. For our sports director, Mike Will, our IT man, Shaner, for my main man alongside Marcus Metcalf, I'm Tyson Evronik, wishing you all a very pleasant good afternoon from Hastings.
The Bronco postgame show has been brought to you by Ruts Heating and Air, your York Midwest dealer in Hastings and Kearney. Hastings College Softball is an exclusive presentation of Extreme Sports.
Luka Doncic going to the LA Lakers, so that was, one that I know Denver really wants retribution and